Hello everyone, my name is Chris, welcome to my hobby blog. Today's the final day of Spooktober. I'm really excited for this, it is Halloween. I had a really tough time choosing my last movie, and it was either Kwaidan, the 3-hour Japanese horror epic, or Halloween 3. So, this is by Lee Wallace Stewart or something. His name is really confusing because they all sound like first names. Tommy Lee Wallace, that's his name. This was made in 1982, so shortly after Halloween 2 came out. It's a shame that they had to attach the name Halloween to this, because I remember watching the interviews on this release last year, and everybody involved, John Carpenter, the producers, I think even, what's his name? Tom Atkins, that's his name. I remember he even was like, yeah, we shouldn't have called it that. We should have just called it Season of the Witch. And this movie is, in my opinion, better than Halloween 1. I enjoy Halloween 1, but Jamie Lee Curtis's character is the most frustrating character in the horror genre, especially the most annoying character in any John Carpenter film. But the basic premise is that Tom Atkins is a doctor, a victim of some beating or something, comes in and he's holding a mask, this pumpkin mask here, right over on the other side. And there's lots of mysteries around this Silver Shamrock organization. And stone pillars from Stonehenge have disappeared, and we don't know what's going on there. We have an amazing villain named Cochran, played by Dan O'Hurley, who was in RoboCop also. I would have to rewatch it to spot him. But the thing that I love about this movie is the atmosphere and the cinematography and the music. The music, there are two tracks that I really enjoy that I listen to regularly. One is called the procession, or the what is his name? I was thinking of it. The March of the Pumpkins, or the Chariot of the Pumpkins, something like that. If you look up the soundtrack, you'll be able to find it. But that one is just amazing. That's the main theme song. And then there's the Silver Shamrock song, which is an earworm. It gets stuck in your head regularly. I think about that song regularly. It's playing in my head on repeat basically most of my life, and there's nothing I can do because I think of Halloween. It's 8 more days to Halloween. That fucking song, yeah, that gets stuck in my head very often throughout my life. But yeah, the character of Tom Atkins, like, I've seen this a million times before, so there might be spoilers, who knows, but I'll try to give a warning. But Tom Atkins' character, every time, it kind of reminds me of Breaking Bad, where the first time you watch it, you're like, yeah, you know, main character. And each time you watch it, you feel more and more sympathetic to the wife of our main character. And Skylar White from Breaking Bad, she has it so rough. I feel so bad for her. And every watch I do, I cheer for her more. Even during the really awful Ted storyline later on. But Tom Atkins' character is like predatory and like manipulative and just awful. There's a scene, I think it's our introduction to him. He comes home to, like, I guess, drop off gifts because he's divorced many times over. And his kids walk up and they're like, oh, daddy, yay. And then he gives them Halloween masks, and they're like, oh, we already have some from Silver Shamrock, and they watch that commercial that plays that goes, 8 more days to a Halloween, Silver Shamrock, that song. And then he gets paged to go back to the hospital, and so he goes back, and the first thing he does after resolving the situation at hand, he's like grabbing people's butts and like kissing them, like flirting with everybody at the hospital, all the females at least. And then, like, throughout the movie, he calls his various wives throughout, and they're like yelling at him and talking shit to him, which he deserves in my opinion. And every time he's like, yeah, whatever. And there's a hilariously awful moment when the daughter of the original not killer, but victim, who Tom Atkins was, I guess, helping in the hospital, she comes up and is like, oh yeah, that's my father, I want to investigate. And we're like, oh, okay. So this is our John Carpenter character who has agency and who's going to kickstart the plot of the movie. And she does, and the first thing he does is buy a 6-pack of beer and immediately just go off with this really young woman. There's a point where they both have sex, and they have sex and they do everything, and they're lying there. And Tom Atkins is like, wait, how old are you? And she's like, oh, I'm older than I look. And I'm just like, what? He's like double her age. Tom Atkins is like not the most sexy guy ever. And I don't know why, but also in the movie The Fog, which I actually reviewed a few weeks ago, I don't know why he has a love interest too in that movie with Jamie Lee Curtis. And in this movie, it's the same thing. It's like, why are these really beautiful women like falling for this manipulative, hunky guy? I don't know. But that scene in particular really bothered me. But it also brought to light a little plot hole, if you will, which I will have to discuss a spoiler, so I'm going to hold this up. And while this is up, this will be my spoiler marker, so if you haven't seen the movie, just skip ahead to when I put it down. But basically, we find out that that woman who he's having sex with and investigating with, she's actually a robot. And this is my 5th or 6th watch of this, and I was like, when the fuck does she become a robot? And I posed this question to the Discord of Boutique Blu-ray, which is a very great community. I've sold a couple items there. We discuss a lot about films. It's really insightful, and I really enjoy it. But one commenter who, I can't remember, maybe it's Not an Attic, I believe his name is, he was basically like, yeah, there's a scene where they get separated, like right towards the beginning when they arrive at town, and Cochran shows up. And that's really the only chance she had to be turned into a robot. And I was like, that sounds acceptable. But it's funny because we were also given a plot hole in a other movie called Big Trouble in Little China, where there's this like 30-foot like climb into a hole like in the ceiling, and someone's like, how'd you get up there? And he was like, wasn't easy. And he just moves on. And it's like, is that John Carpenter like hand waving, like, whatever, the movie won't happen if we don't have this, so we're gonna have this. And this is why I think this is my favorite John Carpenter. It's up there. I think The Thing, of course, is perfect. But what's funny in this movie is that I notice that plot hole every time, where she becomes a robot at some point. And Tom Atkins in interviews doesn't even know when she became a robot. And so it's really funny to watch it with that in mind, because it's like nothing will happen. And it produces a big plot hole with why is she continually pushing him to investigate Silver Shamrock. And so the whole time I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, her character, she's named Ellie, and she's played by Stacey Nelkin, who I'm not sure who she is. I've maybe seen her somewhere else, maybe in a John Carpenter, because he does recycle a lot of his cast. But the whole movie, I was like, when did she become a robot? Like, I was just trying to get timeline straight in my head when I began the movie. And I asked, like, the Discord, and they were like, this is a possibility, no one knows. It's that John Carpenter hand waving, like, oh, whatever. Like, so, yeah. Chariot of Pumpkins is the song, by the way, that I was thinking of. That song is amazing. It's one of my favorite of the themes. I think it's much better than the Halloween 1 theme. Because the Halloween 1 theme is so repetitive in my mind. It's really great for like 30 seconds, and then I just skip it. Because it's like, you know that theme. And so it just keeps going on and on. And maybe I'll get flack for that. I don't care. It's my own personal opinion. This theme gets stuck in my head way more quickly and for far longer than the other one. So, I don't know what else to talk about, but I want to thank you all for being on this journey with me doing Spooktober. I'm going to go back to 2 uploads a week. I just don't. I'm starting a new job tomorrow. Fun fact. But I'll be working 8 to 5 every day now, aside from the weekend. So I am going to have a lot less time now to keep this up. So I'm going to try to get the quality up of my videos, because, of course, this month I've just been rapid firing uploads just to have my Spooktober log going. But after this, I'm going to take about a month or 2 of 2 videos a week, maybe 3 if I have like an interview or discussion with Will or Leon on the Withering Watch pile. But once I move out, this is an idea that I'm working on right now. Of course, I need good internet for this to even work, but I want to start doing live streams. I think live streams is something I've always wanted to do, but I never knew what I wanted to do. And I'm getting it sorted out. I'm going to have a theme. It's not going to be revealed yet, but I've chosen it. And I'm going to do 100 movies that fall under this theme. And we're going to basically have a weekly live stream discussing that film. And I'm going back and forth between doing one I picked, and then the next one being ones that you guys choose, and then going back to mine, then yours, mine, yours, until we hit 100. I don't know if I can do 100 weeks. Maybe I'll double feature it. I don't know. But, yeah, that's what's going on right now. I'll keep you guys updated. I might do a channel update video next week, because I have a review coming out Wednesday, and all these Spooktober videos will come out Monday. So when you're watching this, it'll be out. The last 3 days will be out. But, yeah. Thank you all for